What's going on? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome to the most electrifying mini podcast in sports entertainment. Welcome to UTR Presents Boom Goes the Dynamite. It's me, your boy, Warhawk Strickland, your only double champ as far as the predictions and the Are You Fucking Serious title. Here with me, the leader of the NWO, the man who stole my title from under my nose, the man who pulled the fin on me. And the forever IC champ, give it up for Mr. Two Belts, Matty Rage. What's going on, Matt?
What's up, good people? I feel a whole lot better now. I had to leave work early because I had heartburn. Got home, took some time. Yep. Even now, you know. So I feel a whole lot better now. NXT last night. It was a reason to give somebody heartburn.
Listen, a couple of things happened last night on NXT that I wanted to happen and that I felt should happen. We'll get into that in just a second. Before we go any deeper, I just want to say happy heavenly birthday to my dad. Today's birthday. Yeah. We miss you, Dad. Me and my siblings. We love you. May Allah grant you entry. That's all I need to say to that. So next, let's go on to NXT. Wow. What a goddamn show, first of all.
I thought night 2 wasn't even gonna be all that that great. And
I'm not gonna lie, I'm with you on that one. Night 2, I was kind of like, they ain't gonna be doing but so much on night 2. You know what I mean? They kind of got the big stuff out the way. You know, we're gonna have like night 2. We kind of figured the main event was either gonna be bullshit as All Ego versus Oro, or the MSK tag versus Axiom and Frazier tag match, which it was. You know what I mean? So we weren't having too much high expectations with anything else that was going on. First matchup we had was Trick Williams versus Pete Dunne. First of all, once again, Booker doing the ad-libs when Trick coming out. It's the best thing in the world. Your man hit us with a new ad-lib yesterday. It's Trick!
So I was like, Booker fooling tonight. He holding. I was like, why did he hold on the Trick that long?
Your man was acting a fool. It's Trick. I said, okay, Trick. Okay, Book, let's get it. Let's get it.
I heard Trick music, and I'm like, all right, then. But then Trick, Booker's like, that's Trick. That's Trick. I'm like, all right, that's Trick.
I'm like, let's get it. That's Trick. I was like, okay.
I love Booker as the color commentary. He is the perfect uncle at the cookout.
He really is. He really is. And the thing about it is, he's neither heel nor face. He's a definite tweener when it comes to being on commentary. Because if somebody's good, he's gonna give them their props. If they, you know what I mean. And with heels, he rocks with heels. He just rocks with whoever is good in the ring. Like legit.
Roxanne, that's the only person he showed favoritism for. Roxanne and Trick.
Listen. Roxanne and Trick, listen, you can't talk about no damn Roxanne with Book around, boy. Book might snap your neck. Don't play with him, boy. Don't play with Book about that. So we had the Trick versus Pete Dunne matchup. Now, here's the thing. As I'm sitting there watching the matchup, and Matt can attest to this, I'm in the chat and I said, you know what? Low key, I need Pete Dunne to win this. And Mongo says, you know what? I wouldn't be mad about it if it happens.
And
sure enough,
I saw it, and I'm like, he might win. We'll see.
I was like, you know what? Pete needs to win because this is Pete's little revenge tour, his little get back shit. So with regards to that, he's got to win. And I was also thinking, like, this is going to be around the time where they're going to start. I think you and Mongo disagree with me, but I personally think this is going to be around the time when they're going to start transitioning Trick to the main roster. He's going to start having losing a couple of matches. He might win another big one, but they're really going to start transitioning his ass to the main roster. I expect to see the main roster by Survivor Series.
It might be Survivor. It's either Survivor Series or Royal Rumble at this point. I think he's going to probably get one more. He's going to get one more title shot against Ethan Page. And
lose.
He's going to lose that. And then he's probably gone. Like, this is like 2024 this is it. This is it for Trick. Trick is on that. He on that graduate level. He's about to graduate. Like, they're just putting him in little fuse to put seasoning on him.
That's exactly what they're doing. They're just getting that last bit of speak. Here's this paprika on the top of this.
Right.
What you call it? Potato salad. That's what that is. The paprika on the top of the potato salad. Huh. That's what you getting right now.
Left to do.
What you call it? After that, we go to a backstage segment real quick with Hank and Tank out here rocking the American flag. Jump the American flag. Short overalls. Gotta love those. Ain't seen those in decades.
Right.
Out here, Lexus King gets kicked out for selling that they playing Eddie. They playing horrible music. Eddie, of course, right. Matt's favorite person shows up. Eddie Thorpe.
Who this Eddie popped up? I was just like,
right.
And then they kick Lexus King out. I'm like, y'all kicking the wrong person out. Y'all need to be kicking Eddie out.
And then Matt's other alter ego popped up. Mr. Matty Stone wanted him getting in the chicken wing contest with Stevie Turner.
Poor Mr. Stone.
I'm getting in the chicken wing contest. So our next matchup, of course, is the North American Women's title. Batty,
you must be
once. For once, Batty, me and you are on the same page. I'm with you, yo. Like, on some real shit. Fuck it. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a few. So we have the North American Women's Championship with Kalani Jordan, of course, being the champion, defending against Tatum Paxley. There was a spot where Kalani wound up hurting her leg, and we don't know if that shit was for real or for fake. Like,
I think it was for fake. But she did a good ass job of selling, because the ending to that match, when she hit that splash,
she did that shit on one foot.
Right,
it was fucking impressive. She jumped,
baby. Look at my baby.
She jumped halfway across the goddamn ring. Tatum was nowhere near close as to when she took off, and she did that shit off of 1 foot. I was definitely impressed with that. But then, as Matt, like you pointed out in the chat, people started booing.
Like, they booed so she, like, right after she won. I was like, I tweeted like, yeah, Kalani wins. Fuck those boos. Like, I understand why y'all booing, because it's to Mike always says, like, she don't need to be the champion. She's the champion because she's good. She just don't got no gimmick. That's the bad part about it. Like, we understand she's the workhorse, but you got to put some type of gimmick on that, and it can't be that Lonnie junk. Like, I love her. I love Kalani, but she just needs to get. They got to put a character. They got to find something.
They definitely do.
Because that's why people boo. Basically, they're like, "Oh, she won again," and I'm like, "Yeah, she won again. Like, yeah, she wins again. She's good. She's just basically like, she's just kind of just like Jane Cena. She's just basically at this point."
Right. And the thing about it is, I would normally, when somebody has like no personality or whatever, the first thing people usually say is, well, turn them heel. No, leave her as a face.
Right.
Just give her a personality. Because right now she's the Roderick Strong of the women's division. Like, good as shit in the ring. Like, you're not gonna have an issue with her matchups, but you just like, okay, just give her a personality. Like, do something. Make her fun. Make her whatever you need. If you're gonna leave her as a face, just make her fun.
Like, yeah, figure something out for her, because it's the same way she's on TV is the same way she acts on TikTok with Melo. Like, those videos I'll be showing her, he'd be like, yeah, you're going to toughen up. You're going to be like this. You're going to be like that. And she's like, yeah, I am. And it's like,
no, you're not.
Like, you can't keep doing this. Like, you can't. Or like the one she was like, I'm going to do this. And he was like, man, that's the dumbest idea I ever heard off of the book.
The moonsault, he was like, nah, you ain't doing that, homie. Like, you ain't doing that one.
It's always like, yeah, Melo got the gimmick, and I always be like, I know Melo is helping her, like trying to find herself, find her gimmick, and it's just like,
damn, baby,
right?
He's sitting there like, damn, baby, at least you can do a Hurricane Rana. Like, damn, girl, you lucky.
He said, you can do all these flips, but you ain't got no gimmick.
Right. Like, tell us you're a fighting champion. Tell us you're the best in the ring. Like, let us know it.
Some bass in her voice. She can't be doing that. Like, nobody likes Lonnie. You can't do that. Like, man, you have some bass in your voice. There ain't no reason. Like, I'm sure she had impersonated her boyfriend a bunch of times.
Right.
All you gotta do is find some way to not sound like to not just completely rip off Carmelo Hayes. Find somewhere in the middle of Carmelo and Jada Parker. Like, find somewhere in there to find your gimmick. To be like, hey, I'm the workhorse. You ain't about to be beating me. Instead of that, hey, I'm the workhorse. I work hard.
All right. You need to be on some. No, you need to be on some like, hey, what's going on, guys? This is me, the workhorse. Like, be excited about it. Like, make it seem like it's something spectacular. I mean, it is spectacular, but
I hope next week she has a promo and she addresses like, I heard y'all booing me, because that's the best way to just get her, probably to get her to act. Like, I heard y'all booing me, and then it's like, yeah, y'all gonna meet the real her. There ain't no Kalani.
Exactly. But the interesting part about this matchup, after of course Kalani wins and retains the belt, is Wendy Chu. Wendy Chu comes out, gives Tatum Paxley a doll, and then chokes her the fuck out. Chokes her all the way the fuck out.
I'm like, oh, I thought y'all were friends. I guess not.
Chokes her all the way. I'm like, oh.
Ass was just watching. I'm like, you better run.
And tried to limp over there until Wendy looked at her in the face. Right.
That's the equivalent of somebody walking up on someone and saying, boom, I'm gone.
Right. Then looks Wendy in the face, and Wendy's like, come on, want to play? And Kalani's like, no. Let me let my ass on back.
Ask me. I would have already been gone. Like, oh, I see you. You got that. I already beat her.
Right. I'm done. Next we cut to a backstage segment where we got Ren Sinclair pretty much fucking telling people that No Quarter Cash Crew was out here committing murders. She's like, where's Tavion? And they're like, oh my, she's like, oh my God, I know Tavion lost, but what did you do with him? He's like, he's in Japan. Sure, he's in Japan. You know how you guys do. Not gonna take that loser, not gonna take it. Did the whole Goodfellas scene. Like, yo, you just a big old snitch. Like, I'm like, sure, he's in Japan. I know how you guys do. So, of course, this leads to, of course, Ren putting out the deal that, you know, if I win my match tonight, you got to let me in.
Right.
And, you know, Miles is over there like, you know, you got to let her in. You got to let her in. You got to let her try. So
Charlie is like, nah, fuck that.
Right. So then, of course, right after that, we cut to another segment where Trick still mad that he got his ass whipped. Starts fighting Pete Dunne in the back. I'm like, damn, nigga, when did you become a sore loser? That ain't usually you, my dude. Like,
that's like, they get him ready to be gone because they're like, yeah, you gonna take some losses. You about to feel what losing tastes like. Now you about to see how Melo felt when you was beating him.
Right. That's pretty much exactly what's about to happen. Pete Dunne about to wax your ass for the rest of your ride here in NXT. Yo, Miles is hilarious on a bunch of different levels, and I'm not trying to get canceled, so I'm gonna keep those levels to myself. Okay. All right. There's certain shit I just won't go. And then after this, surprisingly, we have the NXT Championship match. I was not expecting that matchup this soon in the lineup. Like,
me either. Because it was kind of like, I already know this dude about to win, so
I guess that was the point of it.
I see why this is not the main event. We know he gonna win, but
right, they're like, yo, let's get this shit the fuck out the way.
Right, that's basically, and I was happy. I was like, cool.
Right, they're like, Ethan, get out here real quick so we can get this shit all over. If you want. So
that match was cool. Oro was he's good in the ring. We knew he wasn't gonna win, but
right. Oro put up a good fight. Oro put up a good fight. I can't lie on that.
Right.
The downside part about that is it didn't start any feuds for anything else.
Nope. It was Great American Bash.
Right. It didn't start any feud for anything else. That's the only thing. Like, it was, okay, you guys are going to fight. That's about it. And, yeah.
He beats you, and that's it. That is the end of this story.
Right. Like, you don't think you get in seconds. This is it, my man.
So he's on the road to no mercy now, my nigga.
Right. Like, Brody, let me tell you this shit right now. You are definitely a stepping stone in this story that we got going on with him. So show your ass out so people can remember your name.
Right.
And good luck. Good luck.
That's what they told him. Like, oh well.
Right. Like, so of course this match, Oro put on a good show, but Ethan whooped his ass.
He really did. When he put him through that table, I was like, oh damn. Like,
Ethan whooped his ass. Like,
and that's the type of ass whooping he needed to have to be as like a chicken shit heel as he is. That's the type of he needed that ass whooping. Because probably the rest of his title defenses, he gonna be getting his ass beaten. He gonna be winning like by the skin of his teeth, probably.
Exactly. And the thing about it is too, that every now and then, it's okay for your world champion to have a fucking squash match.
Yeah.
Especially if they're a heel world champion. Heel world champions need squash matches just to play up the heel factor even more.
Yeah.
Find the crowd favorite jobber.
Booty ass Dante.
Right. The crowd favorite jobber and have him just beat the shit out of him. That's it.
Because he beat that boy. He right back on level up. He was at that barbecue. Like, damn, Dante.
You stupid. The Street Fighter.
Yeah, he did. He did. That was his moment. That went viral. That part, that was all over Twitter. So
that shit.
Oro, he got his moment. That made people remember him. He better try and do something with it. Maybe he gets to fight. Maybe he gets to fight for the North American Championship. Like Ethan again, though.
Sonic boom. Yo, definitely hit him with it. Definitely hit him with it. Next, after that, we got a backstage segment with the Rascals, MSK, talking about this is their chance to regain the titles. West, of course, goes into his little speech where he looked like he's about to cry. I was just complaining about how, and then I was like, yo, West got to stop crying, bro. Like, he always fucking crying. Like, I'm tired of the crying. Literally said that. I'm like, oh, God, get man up, my nigga. Man up. Do something. Kick somebody.
That's all he ever do.
And my literal words was man up, kick somebody. Oh, boy. This nigga listened. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second. And then we got the barbecue heating up with fucking the chicken wing competition with fucking Maddie Stone and this woman going crazy. I like the fact that they're having fun with the brand new class as the people playing in the background.
Yeah, they're like, we don't know who they are, but it's like, hey, we'll know y'all's face. We'll recognize.
Get on camera. Get on camera. Let people start to realize, there's new faces that's going to be coming in, so we don't just switch out the roster, just bink bink, and people are like, "What the fuck?"
Right.
At least people are like, "Oh, I remember her. She was on this little segment right here when this happened or whatever." Oh, this person was like this in this segment or whatever the case may be. What's going on, Dolores? You know what I mean? So by doing that, you're at least introducing us to the people, which is cool.
Right.
The same way they low key introduced us to fucking Becky and Braun being rosebuds and shit.
Yeah.
Get your face on camera. People are gonna eventually see you, and then we can go from there. So next we have the Battle of the Joes. I believe in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry versus Joe Coffey with Gallus. Yeah.
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
I was so happy Joe Hendry beat him. I'm like, if we lose, damn Gallows, this is bullshit.
We didn't get to that yet, Dolores, but we was definitely going to talk about it because we got some more to talk about as far as the Lucha Bros in AEW as well too. Before we get to them, Joe Hendry hit them with the old Eddie Guerrero trick.
Right.
Grab the chair, make the loud noise, lay down. Ref sees it, think this is the rest of Gallus, kicks them out. Once we kick out them, now we got a one-on-one fight, and of course, I believe in Joe Hendry. Then we hear Joe Hendry make a statement. A very, very good statement that Matt called it long time ago. Your man Joe Hendry said, I like it here, and I might just stay here for a lot longer. And Joe Hendry doesn't care if anyone in the locker room has a problem with it. He's sticking around NXT. That nigga gone.
That man, he is about to basically he is going to be a special guest star, and eventually he's going to, the only way he going to want some gold.
They ain't got no choice. They ain't got no choice.
It might be him versus Oba, or it might be him winning that NXT title. I think he's winning the NXT title, but shoot.
Yeah.
He winning something.
Definitely is. Then we cut to another backstage segment where Ridge informs Chase U that he got them another tag team title shot. So Chase U knows for a fact they are going to be facing either Axiom and Frazier or MSK. Hank and Tank chilling at their own barbecue while them getting into a fight with the Good Brothers. They just came and crashed the barbecue.
Right.
Then they had a little segment that I really like. I like how they do these little segments to introduce the wrestlers to the audience. Like, of course, everybody knows Javon Edwards right now is like one of the hottest wrestlers on NXT.
Right.
But you don't know anything about him. So they had a little sit down with him, and your man said he met Lord Tensai.
Oh,
He said he asked him, "How'd you get those tattoos off your face?" He said, "And now Lord Tensai is gang." That had me dying. I say, yeah, this is a young kid because that's exactly how they talk. Your man said Tensai is gang, and then he said, "I can't believe I called him Lord Tensai on television. We can edit that, right? We can edit that, right?" Yo,
he's perfect for the CW.
He really is. And the thing of they asked him, "Well, where do you see yourself in 10 years?" Your man said, I loved it because it was an answer that every 20-year-old wants to say when somebody older asks them this question. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Your man said, "Bro, I don't know. I just turned 20 like last week, my boy. I don't know what I'm doing in 10 years." He's like, "We'll see." I loved that answer because that is such a realistic answer that every 20-year-old has. I know I had it when somebody asked me that. Like, where do you see yourself? Nigga, I don't know. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, bro, I literally just turned 20, my man. Because he did. He literally just turned 20 like last month or something like that, or like last week. So, all right. It means exactly to you. You mean like I don't even know if I'm eating ramens or chicken wings tomorrow, bro. Like, and you ask me about what I'm doing in 10 years. I hold that down.
Hey, I'm 20. I'm trying to pass this test.
Right, I'm trying to get my license, my nigga. Like, that's the rep that he's on right now. So I enjoyed that because it was definitely a realistic interview with a young kid that is influenced with pop culture right now. Like everything about Davion's is exactly what's going on right now. Like just energetic stuff like that. So I enjoyed it. Next we have Kendall Gray with Carly Break. Right. Definitely. Versus Ren Sinclair with the No Quarter Catch crew. What you call it? Charlie Dempsey had a point in the match where he could have helped Ren Sinclair right towards the end, but he chose not to. He was like, nah. Fuck that. She got to earn it. I don't want her in there anyway. Why am I going to help her? Nope. Ends up Ren Sinclair wins any goddamn way. So guess who's now in the No Quarter Catch crew?
Ren Sinclair.
What you call it? Now, something that was very interesting. We had a segment where Oba is talking about his meeting with Ava.
Right.
And as he's talking and he's getting ready to say who his opponent is, who do we have show up and just straight cut off the whole
It's the Don
interview.
He's a hey, forget about what he's talking about. You want to know who
Legit says that
for the title for the cup? It's gonna be me versus Charlie Dempsey, and I'm just like, you just fucked up, my dude. You don't. Why would you cut him off? Like
you said last night. Like you said last night, I think the Heritage Cup and the North American title could become one.
Oh yeah, Greg said that. He was like, either they about to merge those, or he's about to fuck him over. The way they merge him is he's gonna fuck him over in that Heritage Cup match. He's gonna interact with him, or he's gonna let him win, and then he's gonna be like, I ain't forget that you interrupted me. So a lot of people are thinking like, oh, Oba never got to say who his opponent was. And we were like, oh, because his opponent is probably Tony
D'Angelo. You know, and he needs real gold because that Heritage Cup ain't it.
Right.
It really ain't it. So after that, we get to our main event, folks. We have the NXT Tag Team titles. Nathan Frazier and Axiom, your champions, versus MSK Wesley and my man Wentz. Now, listen. We may not really like Axiom and Frazier as champs or whatever the case may be, but we already said that at this point, they're the best that this division has at this point. So we've accepted them. But at the end of the day, these cats is good.
Yeah, that was probably one of their best matches. They've been putting on nothing but bangers. So they're finally like they're making themselves, they're legitimizing themselves along the way. So it's not as cringy as it was when they first won.
Exactly.
And, like, so them beating MSK, that was great. The ending, everything else that happened after that was the fucking shocker of the damn week.
Of course, during the match, of course, we had some great spots between MSK and Axiom and Frazier. Like I was saying, they did put on a banger, like Matt just mentioned. Axiom and Frazier end up retaining, and then we have what's probably, I'd say, one of the biggest turns since. I'm trying to think. What has been a bigger heel turn than this in a while? Sheesh. Oh, right. I don't even know. This was Wes Lee. I was happy it happened. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yeah, this needs to happen. This needs to happen. This needs to happen. First off, kick the monkey shit out of Trey Miguel. Super kicked his ass to fucking not even TNA. Super kicked his ass to indie promotion. Super kicked his ass to House of Glory.
And
then Wentz. That Wentz went to Whitney. He kicked Wentz so hard in his dingling. His fucking balls came out his eyebrows. Okay. Now,
like Wentz just went in there. He's
like, that's your brother. That's your brother. That's your brother. And this is my foot to your ding ding.
That next.
And this is say hello to Mr. Foot to Ding Ding. Wakakata. Like, kick the shit up. Kick the shit out of him. And then after that, picks up Trey. Trey is crying like a straight up battered child.
That boy like, looks like a child. That's why.
That nigga got snot running down his nose, crying hard. Like crying his ass off. Wes said, all right, you won't shut the fuck up? I'll give you something to cry for. Wakata kicks his ass again. Okay. Turns to Wentz, kicks the fuck out of Wentz one more time. Right. I'm like, picks holding him by his face and says, you left me. You left me. I was like, all right, bro. Like, this time it wasn't really his fault. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, you know, his contract was up and he decided to leave. Some shit went down. I know they like to do storylines and shit, but come on, Wentz, get a man a break. Get a man a break. Come on now. You get a man a break. That's like that fucking storyline when I forgot. Remember when Trips was talking about you betrayed us? I forgot who he was talking about. It was a storyline that he had, and we were all talking about what fucking selective memory does this motherfucker have? Like, I don't remember.
He talking about Seth, and he kept saying like Seth turned his back on us, and it's like,
yeah,
you got injured. What the fuck you mean he turned his back?
Wentz got fired for some shit. He didn't want to leave, bro. Like, so the biggest shocker. This is almost, you know what? I'm gonna put it up there, and I'm gonna say, West turning on MSK is as big. No, it ain't that big. It ain't that big. That shit, no. I'm lying because that shit changed wrestling history. No, it ain't that big. Nah.
Oh, it ain't Hogan.
Nah. That shit changed wrestling. No. Let me correct myself immediately. Nope. So, but this was a very big shocker. People are not okay. I love it. I'm glad it happened. A heel West is something I have never seen.
Right.
Yeah. A heel West is something I've never seen, so I'm interested to see how that pans out. And I'm definitely interested now to see the one-on-one matchups that are going to come out between him and the Rascals now. Because you know he got to have a one-on-one with Trey. He's got to have a one-on-one with Wentz. So we get to see who's the better of them, finally. So that's gonna be a good thing. You know what I mean? Because we actually seen Trey and Wentz as heels. That's what they were right before they came to NXT.
Right.
So them turning was this was Wentz's homecoming, so he's not going to be a heel. Right. It makes sense that Wes, being the guy that stayed through the bullshit, that had to go through, that literally had to work his way from the bottom to where he was at. Like, he was being punished for some shit he had nothing to do with.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense that finally, that's the straw that broke the camel's back. He was tired of it. Overall, Bash Night 2, great show. Great show.
Right.
I really ain't got no complaints.
Definitely a good show.
Damn good show. It gave an old school. If it was live, which it will be once it hits the CW, that Bash Night 2 gave an old school takeover on a Wednesday night feel.
Yeah. Like, it had the appropriate name. It was a very good WCW-ish show.
Right. It really was. Like, it was pretty good. I can't wait till we get those again. The 2 hours. I wish. I'm not gonna lie. I wish that the talent that NXT has now was more camera ready and storyline ready, where we could go back to an hour of NXT, and that way the takeover specials that they used to have randomly on Wednesdays, like the Bash at the Beach.
Takeovers could actually be 2 hours.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's going to end up being that the takeovers, the NXT shows are going to end up being 2 hours like they are, and then their PLEs are going to be they're going to be just a little bit shorter than the pay-per-views. Like
yeah. I wish, and the thing about it is, the reason why it was able to work back then is because, like I said, they had more camera-ready personalities.
Right.
Available. When you got more camera-ready personalities available, you can have them literally just be on the screen talking for doing a 3-minute promo, and boom, we're hooked for the next feud. You know what I mean? Just that simple. They ain't even got to get in the ring, and you can get multiple things going on. Like Velveteen Dream. Like, when Velveteen Dream was hot, that was when NXT was only an hour.
Right.
Shit, when Adam Cole was champ, NXT was only a fucking hour. Like they just switched over to the 2 hour scene when they came to the USA Network.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish that they had more camera ready people so we can go through that, because those random fucking Wednesday 2 hour specials used to be the shit.
Right.
Used to be the shit, yo. But overall though, still great show.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Let's get into AEW real quick. Yesterday we were talking about how the Lucha Bros are maybe heading to WWE. Now, Mongo gave us something in the chat, and I'm going to read what Mongo sent us. It says, Ray Phoenix and Penta have been the subject of much speculation regarding their statuses. It was reported earlier this year by Body Slam that Penta's deal was up this year, with Fightful Select reporting that Phoenix's is as well. We've been able to learn that the duo have told many that Penta's deal is up first and that Phoenix will be up around September. Those that we talked to said that AEW had wanted to re-sign them, but the process kept getting delayed by Penta and Phoenix. Over the past few weeks, it became evident to AEW the duo weren't looking to re-sign, capped off by an anonymous Conan tweet saying, "What goes around comes around too." No clue what the fuck that means.
Right.
Ebo of Wrestling Purist reported that the duo are expected to go to WWE, and we can confirm there have been discussions internally about bringing them into the company. Those we've spoken to believe that the Lucha Bros want to be a package deal and don't want to go to NXT. They say, yo, we coming as a team and we want the main roster.
And they should, I mean, those are demands that they should have at this point.
Right. Like, as they should. Sweet demands. One source close to the duo says it wouldn't be surprising to see him in Orlando to prepare for the defection sooner than later. Perhaps the most surprising elements is that we've had numerous sources close to the duo that say that they've been pretty open in claiming that they've had WWE talks already, and that there is a preliminary offer on the table similar to that of what AEW was offering. When we reached out to WWE sources, they wouldn't comment on the matter, and this is from Fightful Select. I mean, those are great demands to have.
Right.
Demands that they should have.
Right. I don't see nothing wrong with it. So it's basically just saying, hey, WWE, the ball's in your court. Meet our demands.
Right.
And it puts all the pressure on WWE that their demands have been made public. So if they show up somewhere that's not WWE, then we know what happened. Ooh. Oh, excuse me. Even though that felt great.
That's one of those from the soul.
Yes, that was like, oh.
And you said you had heartburn earlier. Right. That was relief. That was relief. Right. So, and you know what? The thing about AEW too, maybe Penta and them is like, you know what? We don't want to work with CMML. We don't want, like, if we gonna just be stuck to like we might as well be, and either like, I guess they figured now that they see WWE actually is traveling and doing other things, they're like, you know what? We don't have to be stuck in WWE.
Yeah.
Tavion is in the N1 tournament right now in Japan. You know what I mean?
So they have all the leverage. So they're like, hey, here, basically they just told everybody, if y'all want us long term, this is what you got to do. But until then, we're going to be everywhere else. We're going to be in these streets.
Chilling. You know what I mean? And I don't blame them. TK also put out a tweet earlier, pretty much giving a heads up that the show might not be that good tonight. Pretty much saying, you know, because of the weather, people are not being able to make it. He said, the people I got scheduled, I think they here.
He's like, but I have here. But after that, I don't know what y'all gonna get.
Right. He's like, we like to do extra shit. We don't know if we're gonna be able to do it. So he's giving the fans happy news. He basically told them, y'all can go home on time tonight.
Y'all gonna get
because everybody ain't here.
Advertised. Y'all gonna get the show that has been advertised. Everything else is subject to change.
Right. That's it. That's all y'all getting. Y'all ain't getting nothing more, nothing less. And speaking of the show that's been advertised, let me see this. I had it right here real quick. The matchups they had lined up. It's not looking like a very interesting show in my opinion, but hey, who am I?
You never know. They might do something, but
they might.
Hey,
but
he already told us, hey, weather is kicking our asses. So.
Right. Even Nia is like, yo, this might be a bullshit ass match tonight. This might be some bullshit. So we have on the thing, we have scheduled a no DQ matchup with Bryan Danielson versus Jeff Jarrett. The only thing that I am excited about is the special guest at ringside. Ricky the motherfucking Dragon Steamboat. God damn it. I fucking love Ricky motherfucking Steamboat.
The man.
God damn, that's my fucking favorite wrestler ever. I love Ricky fucking Steamboat.
That was honestly the only thing that caught my attention when I saw that. I was like, oh shit, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. All right.
And you know what I love the most about Ricky? He wasn't one of those old school dudes that, kept hanging around, kept trying to be in the ring and stuff like that. No, but what he did, open up a couple of schools. That way he stays himself in shape. That way if something ever did happen, he wouldn't look terrible. And the few times his ass was on TV, he looked great. I still say one of his best matches in his career was the shit that he had against Chris fucking Jericho.
Oh yeah, that was a good ass match. That he came out of retirement for that quick little bit. That was a night. Like he impressed everybody.
Like
he's old and to still be good.
Right, it's crazy saying he ain't got it really is. Vince would have never said that he ain't got a backup plan. Vince would have never said that. But hey, it is what it is. You're damn right. I love me some Ricky. You goddamn right. I love me some Ricky. Ricky Bobby, Ricky Spanish, Ricky Steamboat. Shit. Also tonight we got an AEW American Title Eliminator. Why is it an eliminator?
Well, we know that person is losing, so
instead of it just being a goddamn regular match.
Right.
I'm kind of glad we don't do UTR fantasy points because these eliminator matches shits would fucking piss me off.
Yeah.
These eliminator matches would piss me off so much. We have an AEW American Title eliminator. We have the champion MJF versus Kyle Fletcher. Now, of course, they've been talking shit to each other. Via Twitter, via in person. So this should be a pretty good one. These boys don't like each other.
Right.
So this should be a good one. Next matchup, we have Katsuyori Shibata versus Brian Keith. With the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho on commentary. Me and Mongo were talking about this, and I'm going to be honest. I just started watching ROH. I just kind of got into it before they shut down and then they got rebought. So I didn't know who Brian Keith was. I've seen him, but I didn't know who Brian Keith was. But what I did see of him, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Then when he debuted on like Collision and a couple of matches that he had on Collision, I was like, oh, okay, this character's not bad. Mm-hmm. Definitely different. I'm not used to seeing a black
cowboy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not used to seeing it. So it's definitely something that's catching my eye. It's weird his pants are all the way up under his neck, but hey, that's his thing. No, fuck it. Let's go. Ain't no big thing. And then they put him with the Vortex. They put him with the Vortex.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And he immediately got corny.
That's what happens. I mean, all that happened was he took Sammy's place.
Yeah, he really did. He took Sammy's place, and it's horrible. And he took Chris Jericho's place because it was originally supposed to be Jericho in this match, but because of the broken finger, he's not cleared. So he's just going to be on commentary. Right. Brian Keefe got to take his ass with him. And the other scheduled match that they have listed is Mariah May versus Vivian Van. Okay.
That's going to be a good ass looking match.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be one of those matches where we all going to be sitting there going,
I love it. That's going to be a very, very nice looking match. That's going to be the best match tonight. At least we know those are the matches that you are going to see.
Right. So don't expect nothing more. Don't expect nothing less.
That is just a bonus.
Listen, AEW is about to be 25 minutes tonight. That's it.
They're going to be having hella promos. They're going to have probably hella promos recorded.
Yeah, we all do. Diva Van, we all love her. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely love her. Absolutely love her. But I think that is it. Unless there has been any more news. Has there been any more news tonight? Or has Vince been on a good... Vince been a good boy tonight.
Yeah, everybody's been on their best behavior, like we said yesterday.
Right, which is crazy.
Do everything. Now they can do all the stuff tomorrow.
Right, because tomorrow's our regular show.
Right.
And speaking of our regular show, folks, don't forget our regular show airs on Thursdays around 8:45-ish.
Heavy on
like the same way Booker held on the trick. Ish. Like ish. Nice.
The Tonga Twins the Tonga Twins at the PC. We don't know if they're gonna debut.
Right, we definitely don't. They remember they got family all over that fucking promotions.
Right.
So they could be there to see cousin whoever, uncle whoever, whoever that may be. Folks, don't forget to follow us at facebook.com/undertheringpod and twitch.tv/undertheringpod. You can also find us at linktree/undertheringpod and fingertip.com/undertheringpod. There you can also find our individual links. Greg Bush, SK, me, Rock Ribs 44. This bitch motherfucker. Mr. Freshbeard, Mike. And this nigga right here. Fucking the right answer, man. Benedict Arnold Dash, street team captain.
Champion.
Fuck that, man. Fuck that. Nobody care about that. Bordeaux Mariette and local correspondent Justin Devontae Baxley. Folks, thank you for joining us. It is always a pleasure. No matter what you do, as we always say, make sure you are safe. And as always, do what, folks? Yes. Do the dumb. Hey.
Do the dumb. Hey. Hey. Shout out Frank Thomas.